Oh, hello, hello. This is Mohammed Shilan coming to now from the United States. This is Mohammed Shilan coming to now from the United States. Um, Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you day. Um, were they back on the air in terms of the weekly presentation we can make to now. So this now Voice of Salone network. So this week, as usual, we all understand the ground rule in terms of how this show is done. A live show, now show where people can get the opportunity for sending written comments, for make calls, for giving your own comment or for ask questions. So it's a show we will always refer to as interactive. So we will act together with each other as the program proceeds. Now, the only thing is, as usual, we all understand the ground rules. The ground rules are simply mutual respect, meaning caller for respect the host for respect the caller for respect other callers. No insult or insulting of anyone, but you can get even a passionate disagreement as long as you're not being disrespectful to the other. Somebody in your own idea might not make sense to you, but it might make sense to them. So let again that courtesy they make he say what he want to say, and let we respectfully disagree with them. So usually we also get numbers then where I can always announce every week on the show where for be able for be reached by we viewers them. So I hope I want to pay attention to the screen. Let I call some of the numbers for now, so when I go see how for reach we just in case. Number one, we get what we call the toll-free number, 866-944-7722. 866-944-7722. Then we get a UK number, when a plus 44 2080891455. Plus 44 2080891455. Then we also get an extra Australian number, when a plus 61 2909 84337. This again is Australia, plus 61 2909 84337. Then no matter who's you there, if you want for calling, we'll also get a WhatsApp number, when a 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. So those are some of the numbers then we will use for calling, or when I go use for calling, just in case you get question or you get comment you want to make. Also, I get a co-host who most likely will be on board the show today. So, and then usually we can try for we can try for make we understand other than the cam and what in the program will look like. So this week we get Mr. Harun Zubairu. We plan for run for the Freetown City Council. So he go day on we show today. So for announcing candidacy on which political party he go tell we, and he go tell we waiting and plans for the city of Freetown, and he go tell we waiting make in things say he is better or he's a better candidate for do better things for the city than the current mayor they do. And there also is an upcoming mayoral election. Besides Mr. Zubairu, there are other people who want for contend for the mayor position. So we would like for Mr. Zubairu tell we also, and the audience, why in things say Ingo be a more productive or the best among the one that want for run in the upcoming mayoral election. So it will go left and up to them, but when I listen, and then when I go get the rights and the privilege and the opportunity for column and asking questions, some of we also as hosts on the show, we might ask them some questions them also. All right. Then usually we also can try for just talk about things that really happen at the social media concerning the country in particular. And at times we can make reference to other countries them. But this time we get issues them at all, as always, as a matter of fact, we get issues that we want for raise, we want for discuss, we want to let people be involved in. So today, some of the main issues then will be, so we'll not get what you will call main topic. We'll get topics that will be of general interest to we all, with the listen and with the broadcast. So the main topic we'll not get on this week, but general topic we'll get them. So one of the topics that we want for discuss, now the charges within they bring against the mayor of Freetown. I think she's being charged with disorderly conduct and obstruction of police officers them in the performance of their duties. So that is one thing we want to discuss, for see if the trend in charging the mayor with obstruction and disorderly conduct, whether that borders on constitutional or constitutionally protected rights, or whether the police can at will arrest, and the state through the Attorney General's office and the Director of Public Prosecution can just prosecute. So we will get to that also for discuss that, let people and see what's going to happen. Then we also get a situation involving a video one for play, involving a stream in Freetown. This stream here, now they people and they get water for drink. Now they people in the wash. Now they people in the wash then clothes. And apparently do other things then. So we want to show a video of that. Then we'll also go get our own comments. And we want for show say this stream here, not to stream, will just come out from nowhere. I don't there for a while under APC and SLPP. And so we want for we'll broadcast and we'll make our own comment. And then we will see what in other people and get for say. Okay. If we get time, we will talk about the progress will take place in other African countries then, like Rwanda, like Ghana, particularly with respect to health care, how the people then, the quality of health care wouldn't get, because you can get health care, but the quality matters. So we want for comments on that, and we get, I think, video and picture of a school, university, hospital in Ghana. I think it's Legon University, but I may be wrong, but we will get that corrected. You go see the physical structures them at the place and see how impressive it be. And my position has always been, if Ghana can do it, we can do it. Anything Ghana does, we can do. Even Nigeria, when they are the quote unquote top dog in our region. I mean, unless when it comes to the size of a project, but intellectually, we can do whatever they do if we put our shoulders to the wheel and if we get the commitment and the sincerity. So we always want to bring that up because we cannot continue for just be a country where, number one, we don't know how to copy things. We just copy things for the sake of it. And then so when we try to implement them, it never works because we not take the time for study them. Number two, we not bring the right people and we know which thing for do for start the program and stay long enough for train people them we will follow and even do better. Then we would like for comment also about the exams, the examination. I think that the not to decay, but whatever the exam name, I go look for it just now. We didn't just take recently where there are some problems with respect to spying and the exam, the exams and the leak before the examination date, and people in the send them by electronically to the company phones. Then so some man go to get the exam questions before the examination date, so it get advantage over other people. Then, if we get time, we go deal with that, and we say well, governments no one for touch that. Then rather get left the impression say, hey, everybody do well, which now when our wishes, but we want for everybody to do well under the same condition. So these are the things that we will talk about today. All right. So let's go back to the issue of let's start off with the mayor. Now we all know say we just see videos, one or two videos of the mayor few weeks ago where the mayor looked enraged or upset because just at the last minute where a city councilman supposed to board a plane for America for one important meeting, then decide for detain the government or the police. The police, Salone police at the airport decide to prevent the city councilman by the name of Sheku Toure from boarding the plane or from traveling. And since it was done at such a last minute, the mayor seemed to have been very much upset, and he expressed himself, he expressing outrage, he expressing anger, he expressing frustration, he expressing disappointment. And so subsequently, after the mayor left without the city councilman, the mayor attended the meeting in New York. We all see some of the video. But it appears as if the government or the police, where some of we now they say now the fourth arm of government in Sierra Leone. Because Sierra Leone, they own democracy, then get the legislature, when a parliament, then get the judiciary, when the court system, then get the executive, when the president and his own group, then you get the police. The police is a government, it's an authority, all by themselves. And then they determine guilt, innocence, and then they enforce arrest. So in fact, the police has become the most powerful branch of government in Sierra Leone. You know, because at any time, they can arbitrarily ignore the constitution and just act as if a constitution does not even exist. They have absolutely no regard for constitutionally protected rights. The police not get any concept, or if they do, they are very much unwilling for respect the freedom of expression that the Constitution grants people them. You know, the police no feel say people can get the right for associate, freedom of association, where the constitution grant people them. The police don't decide say, damn the constitution. We, the police, we are the constitution. In fact, we are the quasi or quasi judiciary. Now we the accuse, now we the arrest, now with the assistance of the executive, the Attorney General's office and the Director of Public Prosecution Office, we can prosecute you. Now, it looks like the Bar Association is probably trying, because the only group will get the wherewithal, we get the finesse, we get the knowledge of withstanding such totalitarian, authoritarian power by the police, has to be the Bar Association. Now them foresee the injustice that is being perpetuated and the undermining and the erosion of a constitution. Now, if the Bar Association no stand up to the police, and if the Bar Association not try to put an end to the rapid decline of law and order or the rule of law, you will wonder what Salone is going to look like another 50 years from now, if there will even be, or if we will end up being a Somalia, where everybody is the law or unto themselves. Okay, so now let we analyze the mayoral situation. And we have to go by what you would call evidence and perception. Perception is what you understand and what you see, and the conclusion where you reach by what you see or understand. For most of we, if you take politics out of the equation, if you take this attempt by a certain group of people or a political party, if you can separate SLPP from the government, and if we all can agree for say APC not to government, SLPP not to government. It just so happened that the SLPP now the party where they in government, but you cannot put the two then together. SLPP is a political party. But now what we see in Australia, particularly what we see to go on now with city, the law not seem to forget any regard for, the police not seem to forget any regard for the law. You see, in law, they say he who seeks equity must do equity and must do so with clean hands. The police, their primary duty now for enforce the law. That's why they refer to them as law enforcement, not to lawlessness enforcement. Then duty now for enforce the law. Who determines when the law has been broken? Now the judiciary, now the court system. Okay? Now after a person has been duly tried, found guilty, that the police for even get any authority for stepping, the police get two instances in which them for stepping. First, there is an order from the court in the form of a warrant, and then it can be a search warrant, it can be an arrest warrant, which is executed by the police, an order from the court. The police unto themselves not forget the authority under any circumstance. Under any circumstance. This is the problem in Australia, and if we not fix that problem there, it can only get worse. The authority where police get for intervene, for interfere, for inject themselves into politics is dangerous. Because we do know, say, the police now, going way back, I know they talk about the current government I know they talk about the immediate preceding government, the Aneskuruma government. It goes way back to Pashaki, maybe to Sir Albert Magai, that the police gradually have been given certain powers that should not have been given to them. Now, the thing with the Albert Magai era, we were just coming out of the British system, the common law practice. We were just beginning to understand what's in a constitution. We're not familiar with that law. Everything that be common law, common law, common law. But now, what you would try for encourage the bar for do, and would try for direct people their attention. The only thing that can stop the police is by challenging the power in court. Then we call that the extrajudicial activities then there by the police. So who determined that the mayor was disorderly? Now you ask yourself the question, how do you distinguish between disorderly conduct and free speech? If I stand in the middle of a street and I say, I'm sick and tired, and I shout at the top of my voice, am I being disorderly or am I expressing my free speech, my right as a citizen or as somebody in the country? Because not only citizens then the Constitution protect. The Constitution protect people within the bounds of the country, within the boundary. So, cool, what we saw with the mayor being so incensed, that so agitated, so upset, could that be interpreted as a disorderly conduct? If there is no cursing, the word we say the curse, if there is no physical altercation, or if there is no attempt to put anyone in any bodily harm, if there is no destruction of property, or if there is no attempt to any such thing I just named, will your conduct by simply showing that you're angry be disorderly? That rises to the level of criminality that you have to be charged with a crime? You see, the danger about watching the happen Australian, we trivialize, we make we laws them insignificant. This was one of my arguments about treason. I always cite the Palo Conte case. In recent case under the BO government. Now, anybody will know anything about the law that will know that Palo Conte being charged with treason was an overreach. You reach over. There was no basis for such a charge. Treason is such a high level of crime. Let it be treason only when there is reason to believe it is. We cannot trivialize treason like speeding, or driving your motor car with no light. Because at the level and we say we learn book, now that level, the way we get power, now that level they would bring the word treason down to. And it shouldn't be. Some of we will understand the degree of wrong that you have to be engaged in to be characterized as your conduct as being treasonous. We know, say, we trivialize, meaning we bring down the seriousness of the crime. It appears to me in this instance, that's what we're doing, even though treason is a far cry from disorderly conduct, what they accuse the mayor of. But the law should have factual basis for someone to be charged with a crime. Who see that video there? Anything where by law, if you not put politics into the equation, you go call the mayor in conduct as being criminal. that will rise to the level of her being charged with a crime. Okay? So we are playing, this is dangerous because laws are not made for one particular set of people or one particular person. When a law is made, it's across the board. Now, Sierra Leone therefore take some serious look into the current structure as to whether the police by themselves can just charge you with a crime. Or should there be some supervisory process by which the Attorney General's office or the Director of Public Prosecution's office should be involved? Because we get what you call frivolous prosecution. Naya mean in America. Frivolous prosecution means baseless prosecution. Prosecution that the Attorney General's office or the Director of Public Prosecution's office or the ACC's office knew or should have known there was no basis to have been brought. So to me, when we begin, if you're a lawyer, you should maintain such level of integrity for reflect the position, the respect of the office you hold. You know, go just misuse the power just because you're there in that position there for prosecute, where in a way, prosecution become persecution. Okay? So now, as a lawyer, and as a lawyer who has tried hundreds, if not a couple of thousand cases for the years I've been in practice, and for the time I spent in doing criminal practice, I like for someone convinced me, say, the mayor in conduct was such that it rises to the level of disorderly conduct. That when you show anger, when you express outrage, when you express frustration, when you express disappointment, that of itself should be construed not by other people, but by those in authority as a crime. And just think for one moment, we all vex almost daily for one reason or another. If you go in a bank, it's up a line too long, people in way they can't be in you, then they attend to them and they attend to you. You get an outburst and say, hey, this is not fair. I read an answer since 9 o'clock. Let's say you talk loud. People in the car and the passing this and that. Such a conduct could be construed as disorderly. But you get for let the level reach a crime, you get for proof other things them, whether the person in conduct disrupt any activities was such that, how do you distinguish that conduct where the mayor be displayed with somebody who will come with a cause, or who may have been drunk, I don't know what you to do, or was threatening to go through the security line. That could be considered disorderly, because the disruptive behavior around it. But so we say we in a lawyer, we there in the position of authority, we for be mindful as to how we exercise that power there where we hold. Knowing full well that power there would set example, would set precedent. Then say the mayor obstruct the police Well, again, what you mean to tell people them, I'm sure the lawyers they understand how to defend such cases. Because you the defending kind cases and they from two prongs. Number one, you go back, you read the statute or the law dealing with obstruction. One important element, whether in Australia or anywhere in the world, there cannot be obstruction if the police cannot be the conduct. If first of all, if they were indeed factually where they were obstructed, so they therefore factually demonstrate what were they doing that was impeded or stopped or interfered with by the mayor in outburst that caused them not to carry on what you need to do because of the mayor in outburst or in behavior. Because you cannot have obstruction if the police be to do them work, the mayor making noise, but nobody affect any police officer we want pass, able pass, any officer we want do something able do. So the facts get to be consistent with the charges. Two, the police ought to be able to prove, or the government, that they were conducting a lawful duty of their office, not unlawful duty now. That what they tried to do when they were obstructed was lawful. Okay, you cannot obstruct the police if you and somebody and then one place when they argue about property, the police can interfere and one show power and when I ignore them, that not going to be conducting a lawful duty of the office, of the police in office. Three, I always encourage the lawyers them. None of these cases should be defended. To me, I think it almost borders on malpractice. If you not raise constitutional issues, which now you mean protection nowadays, that the charges themselves should be thrown away primarily on the basis of a violation of the defendant in right to free speech. You have to raise that defense to you. The first order of business foresee which power the police gets, and if they get the power, if they don't overstep, then bounce. So we can make a constitution useful, even though it's not the best written constitution in the world. But I can always say people and say the courts, not to parliament no more for make law. The courts they make law. When you challenge the case they are going to court, if the court say no, it's unconstitutional, the mayor get a right for mayor in conduct not rise to the level of a crime, that becomes the law, not to what the parliament say. Because the court don't overrule parliament, which the court has the power to do. Or the court don't or interpret, let me not say overrule, the court don't interpret that way. Okay, so it's not always a hopeless situation. There is always room to fight back. Then one way. I think last week I make mention of a similar situation. I think the bar association, when are the only group we get the know-how for fight back within the system, as unreliable as it may be. Now we not get for begin for sue some of the officers them individually and officially. So if an inspector who instigated the charge did so just because he don't like the mayor, or did so because he get political affiliation, did so because he promote a political interest, this not under in civic duty as a police officer at all. It inject in your personal, political, view and action into the situation, and it just they misuse the power way hold for carry out that feeling there. So you can sue them individually. Last week somebody asked me, say, well, would they file lawsuit in Salone? The law make it clear you can file lawsuit, and the lawyers they're not getting to that yet because this is new stuff to them. So you say, well, if what's the point for sue the police? There's plenty of points. I make that clear last week. When you sue Inspector X individually, he can for hire a lawyer. Government cannot produce lawyer for him because you sue him as a private citizen. Now, when you sue him in your official capacity, the government may be responsible to provide lawyer. So there is a price to be paid. You know? Well, let me stop here. Let just take a call, then I will continue what you have to say. Hello, caller. What your name? Which side you call from? Hello? Hello, caller?
Yeah, Keisha from Dallas, Texas.
Yes, ma'am. How you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm doing good.
All
I
right.
wanted to, are you guys looking for ambassadors to help improve things in the country?
Well, no, you're talking about the show itself, or you're talking about the country?
The country,
Okay.
the country.
No. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's like the problem that we having in this generation, we letting too many unrighteous people take the leads instead of the righteous people.
Yeah, I agree. But how do you go about doing that? Do you have any suggestion?
You have to read in between the lines, put two and two together, test their spirit before you let them take on that responsibility.
I agree. But the question is, how do you go about testing them out to be sure you have the right people? I mean, it's not as easy as it sounds, you know?
Me, good at that. Like, okay, never get comfortable with people when you talking to them. You have to read in between the lines. It's like you trying to put a puzzle piece together to get the final answer to your question to identify the truth.
I agree. I got a question for
Yeah.
you. I got a question for you.
So,
Have you listened to this show before?
yes, I have.
Um,
Yes, I
okay, because I was just curious if you heard. I'm just curious to know how long have you been listening to the show, or whether this is your
have
first time or not.
3 years now.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Well,
Ask,
thank you so much.
ask, ask the CEO. He'll tell you about me.
All right, okay. Well, I'm glad to know.
Okay.
Okay. Your line is breaking up, but please call back. Your line is breaking up. Call back, okay?
Okay. Bye.
Thank you so much for calling.
All right.
All right. So going back to which will be the talk about what make I answer another call before I move on. Make I answer another call. Hello caller, which are your name? Say the call from. Hello caller.
Hello, hello, is this Mr. Shinon?
Hello. Yes, sir. How are you?
Hello? I'm doing okay. Yeah, Mr. Shinon, I listened to your social media review program. I'm curious to know,
Yes, sir.
I think education, because you were saying like the police is like the fourth arm of government alone.
Say that again. I not get
Or
that.
I think I listened to your program. You will say like police don't they don't become like the fourth arms of government, not three arms of
Yeah.
government, but the police is the fourth arm of government
Yeah.
because of the way that they behave
Yeah.
from all the past governments, including the present government. Yeah, if I listen that, I don't know. Like you specifically make this comment in relation to the mayor was invited, uh charge. I believe they don't charge on a court. So
Yeah.
what
She's
else if you do in that?
go ahead.
Yeah, what did the police do was that wrong thing? I don't know if you can clarify that to me.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Even like in America, where we live, if police catch you, you do something that they think you don't break the law, they go prepare the charges and take you to court. So what think police do different than that?
Okay. You finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The process or the procedure is different. Now, yeah, if the police see you to commit an offense, they engage a duty for stop and interrogate you. Now, the word offense is broad. If I'm out there, but when I say the facts now in the control. Now, America, the police cannot arrest you because let's say you go to the airport. Something happened will get you a little upset. You raise your voice, you protest, or say you want to travel with your pekin or with your husband or with your wife, then say one thing or another, I not go travel with you, you kind of lose your cool and say the fact go control as to whether that rises to the level of disorderly conduct or whether that was expression of disagreement or of frustration or of anger within the guidelines of the constitutional rights where you get. It's not up to the police. So the police can't just come and arrest you. That's one. Okay, if they call the police on you, the police will come. And if you put aside the racial issues now America, now we do not say, yeah, white police they will come if you're a black man, then go try for arrest you. Then of course you go to court, you go eventually be cleared. But because then they are driven a lot of times by the racial animals, they will put an away there. But me they talk say under the general guideline. For example, what you will see in the video, does that rise to the level where if in America we then go arrest a public official like a mayor? That's one. Two, who makes the determination as to whether your conduct rises to the level of a crime? Why is it the police? Now America, almost in every state we know, even when the police makes an arrest, they don't have the power to charge you with a crime. Then they take you before a magistrate, where it's supposed to be someone trained in the law for determine, and the police get for show some probable cause in terms of explaining the factual circumstance, where the magistrate will determine if a warrant should be issued. So America, unlike back home, they not just arrest you, and then the police not get power. The police, they're not they charge you. They don't charge you at all. The most would get the power of arrest, subject to a supervisory authority by the magistrate, who determines if you've committed a crime based upon what the police tell and say you do. You know? So that's now one of the major difference. So, what are they trying to say now? Now, Sierra Leone?
Hello?
Hello? Right. Yeah, I hear you.
In Sierra Leone, I think there is a similar thing there. The police, they investigate and send the file to public prosecution unit. Now the ministry of how can you call it? Yes, and they look into her. They feel say if that level rise to a crime before they take you to court. So there's a supervisory public prosecution unit at Salone where they supervise the activities of the police, the public prosecution unit of the police. So everything, police may just take any case, go court. That's how it works in Sierra Leone. This similar thing, but there's a supervisory rule where they monitor every file before sent to the court.
Okay, so now America also, I don't know which part of the world you do, whether you do America or you do back home or you do England. So in America also, like what you happen with Adi Macaulay, because he make a legal analysis, Adi Macaulay, the lawyer, because he make legal analysis on an interview. So you think, say, America then go police. Remember now, they say that the police say they want question them. Then when they go, they then decide. The police themselves decide for detain them. So you think that will happen in America?
Unfortunately, Mr. Shilon, the laws of America are different, even though the
laws are not different. The laws basically are the same. These are the things you people say that are misleading. The laws are the same. We get a constitution as Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone get a constitution that give people the right to free speech, that give people the right to assemble. There are a lot of rights where people then get. The laws are not different. They are basic rights that are universal.
Mr. Shilon, there is nothing like a public order act in America. Are you saying
because
the public
even by Sierra Leone law, the Public Order Act should be challenged. It could be constitutional. It could be unconstitutional under the laws of Sierra Leone. Just because there's an act. Okay, listen. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Call back because the boss I don't come back 2 times. We'll get 3 minutes, 15 seconds for people and for call. If you want to raise the issue, please call back, and we will talk some more about that. Okay? Because there are other people and where they call, so we want to give everybody equal chance. Welcome, Ms. Fadima. Nice to see you.
Good evening, all. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. And I also see Mr. Zubaru. I see Mr. Zubaru. Yeah, Mr. Arun Zubaru is already online. So, welcome, Mr. Zubaru. Nice to see you. Okay. I think you are muted.
I'm muted.
You're muted. Yeah. Oh no, now you don't come on. You come on now. You're on now.
Okay, good.
Okay. All right. I also, well, with Ms. Fadima online, because we have a caller, but I want the caller for no say, Mr. Zubaru is here. He was supposed to appear, and we're going to dedicate a significant amount of time to Ram for make a Terry and Batin candidacy for the mayor,
Okay.
the office of Mayor of Freetown. So please, caller, let me take your call one more time, and then we'll go to Mr. Zubaru, unless Ms. Fadima gets something for comment about.
Oh no, since we get a guest, I guess the guest is priority. So we go
Okay.
go with Mr. Jisbayu, then we go come
O-
back to the
Okay.
talk or even the talk. We come to listen to you.
Okay, Mr. Zubaru, hold 1 second.
Yes.
Let me just talk to this caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Say the call from. Hello, caller. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Zubaru, welcome, sir. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. So I would like the audience for no say um, you express an interest in being on the show and you want to announce your candidacy for the office of mayor of Freetown. And so we welcome you and we'll, we'll turn the show over to you for announce your candidacy. And then we'll go ask you and we'll go encourage the public for ask you any questions that they may have. The only thing we always tell them they should be respectful when they call. But so please go ahead and then if we get any question, we'll go ask you. So introduce yourself to the audience and the basis for you wanting to run for the
Okay,
office.
before I go further, Lawyer Shilon and Madam Fadima, thank you guys very much. We all know big family now over the years. Even though we don't physically meet yet, we don't be family. Waiting, my name now runs by when I talk again, and I born a freedom. I born specifically now, cottage hospital, and I born my mama been doing a Kisiro that they are born. But then after that, by 5 years ago now, you see, by period of building, I grow. I go Holy Trinity Primary School, and then I go Ahmadiyya Secondary School for the first 2 years of the secondary school life. And then I go Prince of Wales where I finished my high school, then I come to the United States. Because I don't do on the social activism over the past close to 30 years across the world, including the United States, I continue for doing in my own country. I don't do a lot in my country for advocate for me people them, fight for them, protest for them. Even when to Jack about Canada, so some of the things they will do, I go and protest against them. So I don't do all them things that day. But I still say, also I come out, freedom, not to do better. Over the years, the word on the go, I find out say nothing changed, whether not housing, whether employment, whether not the youth empowerment, whether not health-wise, everything switch on then at the bottom. I be expect Madam Mayor for do much. I get all much as respect for him, but I see a lot of fighting. The transform Freetown where the mayor bring come. Now a very good plan. I support that plan day. I would like for make we able for enact them plan day. But unfortunately, nothing no come to fruition. Everything go down the road, down the game. The fighting between the mayor and the current central government, it don't become chronic. Where today, unemployment, homelessness, mental illness don't become a crisis in our country. Because I don't observe and see what they go on. Over the past 2 years, I don't study waiting to go on at Freetown, other than that they play at them, waiting at the cause, and Mr. don't put a plan together. A plan where I put a label as the functional city. And I come with a plan where plausible, where today, if I'm elected as the mayor of Freetown, I can able to achieve some of majority of them goals that day, or all of them goals that day, based on the plan. So today, I can't declare say I go on as mayor for mayor, the mayorship of Freetown under the NGC party, because I believe in the doctrine where we get now the NGC party. We are independent. We are ready to fight. We're ready for be independent and make the city be the beacon of hope. We know about Mende, Simini, SLPP, APC. We did for Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, now we focus. And today we ready for fight day. As the election they come, we go tell the country why make now we are the right people there. Thank you very much, sir. Emma.
All right. Mr. Zubero, I get 1 or 2 questions for you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mr. Shida, you
I
want
want,
to go ahead, sir?
yeah, no, yeah, I'm not
Yeah, go
muted, am I?
ahead. Yes.
All right. Now, Mr. Zubero, I want for, you say the mayor gets a lot of rancor with the government, so very little is being done. Do you think under similar circumstance as the mayor finds herself today, you will be able to get much done if you were the mayor of Freetown? And
Absolutely, sir. We
would
saw
you do,
it, sir.
what will you do differently in working with the central government that this mayor is not doing?
Okay, so the first thing I will put that in 2 parts, sir. Number one, first, if me fortunate for being elected as the mayor of Freetown, it will be a mandate by the people and based on the plan. And if we ever forget our plan day together, the central government go adhere to waiting that we plan, and we will go by that plan day. Because again, 2 out of every 7.5 people in our country, they're not Freetown. So that plan day will be able to execute it based on waiting na the mandate. Remember, me na NGC, me not to APC and SLPP. If they choose me, na a big deal na the country. Number 2, the mayor, the mistake where it do. Now when it begin cozy with the Marabio administration, when it begin give them the right for controller, with me, if them na maybe and maybe get a power day, I will take this to the people. I will be taken at the international world. I will be do every campaign. Let the people know what to make things are not being done. Take for example, the tricycle where Madam Mayor go beg for when they bring Canada. Madam Bill administration for pay $5,000 every month for the entire city. For 8 months, not only one time, now they give $5,000. How can that be for clean the city? You know, if we take out to the people then, you know, if we fight back because of the rest, well, in male case, because the protests, the talking, people come to a point where they will get for tire, for jail week. Because every day we march to them. Every day we talk about them. Every day we do the block seats them. We get for, sometimes, you get for make sure, say, the people who are the cause of the problem. And I can tell you again, the one major problem where we get, not to Madam Mayor, the one we country, we city. Now, first Calais, now they run with city. The other person where they run with city, now Tambalamina. Based on waiting, Pakaba, where we all love, put in place as the constitution, where the central government therefore gets a chief administrator. Wait for 4 months, 6 months, in order to talk to the mayor. If you don't sign anything, nothing not a pass. We can't forget rid of the chief administrator, now the Freetown City Council. Let's just Calais, now the mayor. If you don't sign, nothing not to go through. Now they control the financial resources. Now they control the accounting of the country, of the city. Now they procure all we service system. This man now control everything. If you don't sign any money, now he make the candidate and they can't lie for the mayor say it's $20,000. My friends, that woman they man they will make 20,000 without Sierra Leone. It not take money. For let any money come out to the Freetown City Council. First just Calega for sign. So they say Let me get rid of Festus Calais. Let me make Festus Calais be a popular human being. Let me talk about Tambalamina, what are the minister of local government. Anytime when the mayor go talk to them, you know what they come up with? Will investigate you, Madam Mayor. Now the two people in this, where they stop everything in our city. And they get what stops, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, one more question, Ms. Fatima. Please, one quick question. Okay, now, I have always maintained, and Mr. Zubairu, I'll see if you agree with me on that. I always feel say the Local Government Act and the existence of the Ministry of Local Government, even though it may be legitimate, but I think the power forget the local government and the minister overriding decision of a city council, which in itself is an elected body, it's a government by itself. It seems to me that's a constitutional issue, whether in fact Parliament gets power to have delegated such authority to a minister and a ministry for override the activities of the local government. What's the point in having an elected body of the city council if one man can take upon himself to override an entire body of elected officials? But you cannot resolve such a thing unless the mayor, which in lawyer them, challenge that particular aspect there. Two, if you get Festus Calais, he is playing dual role because as far as I understand the city government, you cannot be part of the city government and be part of the central government. I think the inconsistent authority there. All these things should be hammered out in court. But what has happened in Australia, because they say, oh, you get local government, because they say you get minister of local government, because they say parliament give them the power, we are failing to realize that there is a thing called constitution which supersedes the authority of parliament. Okay? Yep. So the only way you resolve that, you challenge that in court. But I still maintain the power of the minister of local government and the ministry itself should only stop at the doorstep of the city council and the district council. The local government and the minister should have nothing to do with the city council because the city council themselves, they are a government in their own right. But so that's now one of the problems where I think say it will never be resolved, not with the mayor, not by the mayor, unless by the court, if they are willing to play their role as a major branch of the government. That's my comment. I don't know whether you agree with me or disagree.
Actually, lawyer, Sheila. So that's the one we pursue and through the law system. And also, if we be the one during that same day, I believe so could not make a difference. Which can the young killer become the president? And once he become president, it go not a mandate, it go work with Suing, and they go use executive order for let it give with the autonomy, the independence for one we see. And then we go through the constitutional discourse where we overturn and change the law today when the mayor go able for run the city independently, divulge from the central government. And I make matter build a tie in this woman here, disrespect them, almost have somebody like turned on her, one in finger on a woman where you not get respect for. When they take a wood, they smack them at the woman here, when the wood broke them, nearly broke the woman here. We see how they disrespect them. You see how they disrespect them, you see how they can't go to court. You see how they lie on her. You see how they put tribalism on her. Again, now because you don't get all the power we're supposed to get, now it makes them have the audacity, the testicular fortitude for disrespecting this mayor. We the same, as much as the mayor good, and not ever achieving goals still. But as system well, the municipality schools are not do well, homelessness is a problem, housing is a problem, the healthcare is a problem, even for even in work with the rural area and not work for the woman. You see how much tree he said he want for plant. He said he want plant 1 million tree. Yes, it go back to 600,000. But majority of them tree and they die today. He do well. But when if Namibia be independently run that city today, go to the mountain them. I believe say Madam Fadima Bide Freetown not too long ago, less than a year ago. You see the mountain them, how they build and post the day. Look how they give permits them. So people are not build that they host the day. The mayor in China back. Now we allow this to we continue for let this kind of thing to happen. Now when you take this fight head on, we not go and give in to not the counter to the president, to the central government, but they take on to the people there. Now we time this for the one. Gone so good, somebody that can on day today, we will spell this message, we will send it across, we will still go walk and through the white state house, but tell them say enough of this. We go through the law system with time. Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Arun or Mr. Zubairu, sir, I remember when you make the statement, say the mayor not able to fix them, the mayor not able for team up to them. But the mayor don't say in a technocrat, he begin this work as a technocrat and not be understand politics, understand what thing they do, but now it begin learn. And most of the thing that we don't talk say you go do or what the mayor they do now, you kind of also they say because then they only earn, because then they do this to now make it not able for perform all the plan which is transforming Freetown. And you get your own, plus you will continue with transforming Freetown. So what it make you believe say because you're not a man, you go able stand toe to toe with them where the mayor not go able to do because the mayor go to the people. You say go to the people. The mayor did open letter to the Freetonians. The mayor don't come and talk and lay complain, but still there is nothing being done, and then they put the woman. So you think you can be able as a man toe to toe? Is that your motivation? Is that your inspiration why you say let me go replace this mayor and fix this Freetown why no say now you are born and the city don't go being so much? And because I see videos of you when you go Freetown recently here you were then all they say they go up one high. I don't remember whose area, but I see all that stuff there. But I mean, is that the reason why? What is your motivation for do what you want to do?
It's not because you can see how I believe in woman, and I believe somebody like me well, because if you stand, it can challenge any man at any place. And in fact, I would say, Madam Mayor, a woman enough, a strong pass majority man them till they want to know. With all this storm, it still stand tall. Look at how it put on lawyer them for go with them. Not about, not woman enough. The question is, what will make me the do one? Now, because me they take a different approach. As a Salonian, as Freetonian, and when they see the city they go down the game, and they decide for take another route. In your plan, no work. In your plan, let's try them. And I believe say the work. I'm not go with transform Freetown. I go with a functional city. A functional city where people are able to live. Now all the outside they want to live, I get access to light, get access to water, empower the youth them, and make sure say we city function and they pick the hope. It's all about my own plans that they bring together. And not get nothing for the gender because I believe Madam Akisoya, now a woman in her, not just a woman, but a woman will stand tall and intellectually she has what it takes for one a city. But it's not able to achieve them because of the way how it go about for one the city. Now it make it not get up. Me the couch one where we functional, when we're doable, and when we're more confrontational. Now that's me they do. Again, you say in a technocrat. In a technocrat, me they come as an activist, we believe in the social doctrine. We believe in the power. We believe say we can make a change in our city. We believe say tomorrow that's the best thing will ever happen to we. We are ready for this fight and we'll take up not to the mayor, but to the central government and the other possible they put. When are their own son, they don't put for one for mayor. We will challenge them when it comes to the time and we'll wait for that time they come next year.
So another thing too I want to ask about, Okay, this government say they get for put all the money. You're talking about this local governments where they put over the mayor and where not they release money for let the mayor doing more. How you go able to make them people yeah release this money because money it takes money to build a city. It takes money for do all them developments and because then they say now every money where they come, if I go inside the one pot, now the government in money, and now the government go allocate, Usaiwa allocate them. How you as the Freetown mayor go able for with that system, they for they able to do what you want to do. If you're not then at them party, they sabotage you just like how they sabotage the mayor. How you go do
What do we know? What do we know when he nudged them? When he put them under questioning, when you let the people know, when they speak out, they do listen. Not the example. They go kill policemen them on August 10th. They kill people them over the years. Man, be not they say one word. They kill people in a Pademba Road. They take 49,000 bags of rice. They thief with generator. They kill people in a McKinney. The president don't say one word. One word. But when people begin protest peacefully, when I begin say nothing not a function, Madabio, not only want them, but put them. If they come and talk to the Salone and them, actually plead and begin measure Adebayo. Again, we go nudge them. We go force them. Either the country function or it not function. Not about violate the laws them, but they protest peacefully across. Just like when Shilon will talk about Ade Macaulay, not a possession, but they go team up than office them. If they're not give for go pay, the people that they pick the tortilla them, we go let the people know. So this is a fight until they change. We not they change. And mortal man, now the messenger, now you get the power. And me get the message. And the me, I go be the messenger. And I go be the foot soldier for lead that protesting. For let the president deal with what you do with. 62% of which they can directly. Now we consolidated account. It come from Freetown. It come from Freetown. Eh? Not even 1%, then they deal with. Not even 1% they go to Freetown. But then they blame the mayor. So when they say, will they take them on? Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Another thing where don't make loud on this mayorship, na Freetown. And I know say na Freetown you born, you na Freetown Peking, and you get Creole descendant by you. You come on the Creole descendant. And this other talk where they talk say for tradition for the longest time, na Creole then get Freetown, na the only all where they all into taking part in and participating in governance. And na Freetown, the municipality city, it reserved for the Creole as tradition. But then we know say times are changing. People and they when they don't born na Freetown, we know to Creole descendants. And change is good. Change is real. And we read this one candidate where the first lady don't endorse when a gentle and gentle one run as mayor. So what are you take on all this Freetown municipality when they say not only create them for run as mayor of Freetown because this is how it has been going all these years. That it was meant for the Creoles. It was meant because people when they go upline, they're not even though the law they don't pass the law now, but in before them preserve the protectorates. Our masters preserve the protectorate because they're not only create and go now Freetown no more they get authority and municipality. So now it's changing because times are changing. So do you believe that other people born in Freetown should, run as mayor of Freetown, or is it only be preserved for just one particular tribe of people? What do you think? What do you take on that? Because change is good too sometimes.
Right. Change is good. And in fact, we need to bring other people to to this fray. Make we all be one. But when we know, say, tribalism, they're on steroids. When the president and the administration, they're hell bent on dividing the country, whether they divide the country with the mayor, we want to say we get to still continue with the Creole line until we ever come to a compromise. Let we say we all not become one. Let we all know say we all are Salonian or we all are Freetonian. Somebody like the man where they run at SLPP, I don't know how we small. Now we go up. Same area that we don't go up. What's the difference from me and him? But when I use tribalism for divide the country, I believe say create them for still able to run the city of Freetown until we get rid of tribalism and let them turn them down. Where everything that they put in the day, everything is all about tribe. Most of the majority of the cabinet they still Namende. But then look how much they say Kenema get more population than Freetown. Who that goes in his right mind go say that kind of word and thing. Me and you go to Freetown, we know how it is like. They still the divide the country. So for that, let me left out with this. Let it be a Creole, a Christian Creole, and a Muslim Creole. Let them talk, when they get for talk. But I believe so for continuing right now.
Okay. This thing about the mayor right now that is out here, that is we see all waiting they go on, and we get you talk of where you go for go old placard or where you they talk to the people, because you talk about you they go to the people, you go educate the people. And one of the charges where the police commissioner come up with, where mayor making audio na airport, they say na incitement. One of the things where the police people then say that the mayor they incite by making those statements. And then you get Alpha Saidu, when a William brother come out back and make the comment say, and see the mayor don't misbehave, the mayor won't go on away with fugitive, and the mayor will come meet waiting they come for her. And waiting they come for them, according to Alpha Saidu, don't meet her now with a police case. What did you take on that then particular thing? Because you say you go to the people. When you go to the people, they have this new English that they use against you. They use this new law, cyber law, say incitement. So will you be worried about that word when you go to the people, and what did you take on all this where they go on right now? Because the mayor has been charged with incitement because in making frustration and letting frustration out. And like how Mr. Shilon say, what's the difference between freedom of speech and incitement? So go ahead, sir.
So Alpha Saidu na a brother, na a Fullerton brother, I mean contemporary, and we're very close. So again, they play politics with the people of Sierra Leone. Then they use these same threats for suppress way. The difference with me and the mayor are technocrat, intellectual. That's right. I want to buy you a grassroots person. Now the grassroots they empower. We empower the young people them from the university to the slums to the ghetto. We empower them for them on the side. When you touch one, you touch me all. We strengthen them by empowering the mind. Whenever they come with their own for arrest, they go for arrest thousands of we. If arrest 9 of the case, they don't get strong, they don't get home. Now nobody challenge this government on their nonsense laws they have when they put for we. Nobody ever challenge them. Now I make they ask the APC and all the other political party why the cowardness, why the thievery, why we threat, because they threat with police case every single time. Then they get for jail thousands of we every single day. Then I know say the city will come to a standstill. Because the law, not to their own. The law, na Sierra Leone law. We go bring lawyer them. We go empower people them. We go make sure say we get funding for fight through them lawyer they are so. It's all about change the narrative. This cyber law, incitement, them buzzwords they are what they use. We allow them to use them because they feel so they use big words them. We don't know it and talk. I meet one for them. Now, play. The same talk, this big talk, this using words, then thinking people are not able to define words, them, know them. We get for begin challenge them on their definition indeed. And also, we'll use them what they constantly, they're not a user again. No, make them a laughing stock because we get people who go make the music. We make people who go dance on that in the cyber law and incitement. Make we no try to bring that to the ground. Men are not use them what they give because we don't become a coward. When they go arrest person, the old silver blinding, Kamarimba, the mayor, the former mayor, everybody that they arrest. We all afraid. Now, when they're ready, they shoot people left. Then, Abu, when a local minister, instead of go shoot speaking them, then the man go wear black. And not so only not threats, but be a promise. And they did execute them picking a day. And then all my quiet. AP say, we're not going to not touch you. But we don't get their power. We have to take them head on. Fight them. Whose side fight needs to be fight. Go by the law. Not go and shoot them, but abide to the rules, not shoot them, but protest the right way. Not to incitement. Not to incitement.
Okay. Well, that's the English that is trending on among we Sierra Leone people now. That once you do stuff, or once you speak your mind, or once you try to empower people or educate people, they use the word incitement, forget and silence other people. Okay, so you say you're born in Freetown, and we know how we've been there, what we've been become, where the which man they be left with. I know say a big past you, but I know say you they, in maybe at least 10 years older than you or something. But that Freetown, reminisce a little bit and have this nostalgia and share with me the Freetown where you want for see, the Freetown where you been sabi, and the Freetown where you want for see. How you want Freetonians for day. Please let we hear waiting at your vision and waiting at your future change, the radical change that you want to see in Freetown.
The Freetown will go. And that way, when we open pump, we're able to get water. Nobody know the team up in the line for water. This is in the 80s. The Freetown will go where now we 15 to 20 in a classroom. The Freetown will go, the first for go inside Poda. You get taxi, not overpopulated. The Freetown will go, you able to go buy produce there. You able to go upline and buy food and anything that they can sell. You able to make a living. Now the Freetown down there where I'm going. We to go church on a Sunday. When you look the entire place, I'm going to Zion Church. We're going to have the Zion Church right by Pisa. It's open and clear. All man in our house. When Pastor Kide drive, we all the see on Sunday with a wave to them. Specifically, people are able to rent host them. People are able to live on the wages for buy host and build host. Buy more to cap for themselves. That Freetown there we know. There's no pollution. But today, we get 2 million people within our Freetown, urban and rural. Today, we don't get water. Today, prostitution in our country, in our city. Homelessness is rampant. Today, 10% of the population get mental illness, then case. 780,000 Salonians today, they live under this disease. Today, we don't get any diagnostic machine. Today, we don't get a psychiatrist. Only one that we get in our country for men and case management. We don't get no medication. For people who get bipolar, schizophrenia, depression, and you name them. Medication all day. Why? This is our city. My mayor they plant tree, but I can tell you now also they plant that the mountain a day. Who's I go? I go now I call them. Look in town. When I go look in town, means they don't cut all the tree. The people that still live there. They don't sell all the place them. Even the rock that every big rock that the dirty around them don't begin come up because the rain. Now one day we'll grab number, we see that stone a day, a whole of people kill them because Mother Bill they give permit. The mayor don't get rights for stop them permits today. These are the Freetown we get. You go to the slums them. See how how nasty it is. From the beat them to the mud them to when they burn picking them. Now then slums then they you not go able to leave that them place then they. The Freetown I want now a functional city. Waiting that mean? Me, I get a plan where we go work with Skanda Yunkela as president. We'll get enough money for fund them, picking them. They young one them, when they go school. We ever work with the rural area for build housing. We able to move some of the markets there that the rural area they by paying them. Great low-cost housing. Get loan for ordinary people them. Make sure say we able to get loan for the small business there because it's all about small business. We get for able to lend people the money, they don't need collateral. If you don't there, 2 years, you do business with $1,000, we will able to give you $10,000. Make you go there, now they rural area the day. May they able to get church the day. When they able to get mosque the day. When they able to get schools the day. We work with them. It's going to be a better city. We aim for plant tree, not a 1 million tree, but put people for go work on a tree a day. We want 5 million trees because that's what we need now, Freetown, not a 1 million. 5 million trees will make a difference. Water? Yes, I will buy we get a fact. 4 chemicals with a container and a place outside water they come out. We get clean water for drink. With time, I will put all the plans there together. I will make everybody read them, and I will kind of on a show. I can talk about them bit by bit and see if it's plausible. It is doable. Miss Fadima, during the corona, Dr. Salone, during the corona, they gave we country $230 million. If even give we $100 million, that Freetown with that money, we will not see nothing come out of it today. Believe me, there should be a change. Today in New York, if you look at China, outside Mother building for go renovate a building, now $4 million. But if you take 1,000 picking them, you let them go learn a trade, how for program a computer, how for develop, how for manage a new motor car them, how for install solar panel them, how for begin do business within the community, learn them about entrepreneurship. Next in a day, with that $4 million day, you will get 1,000 picking them, where you go pay 700,000 leones every month until they're done, and take $300 for that money they give the one way they can train them and move them that they will an area the day. It takes somebody we ready for fight the fight. We not technocrats. We see things in the other fashion for make sure say we country become the beacon of hope. We city become the envy of the world. And we can do it because Freetown now a small city. But this fight day in, day out, like that picking business for 3 months, 6 months, mayor, Festus Calais, they keep malice, not the same building. Then Mother Bill, they talk about tribalism, they provoke the mayor. This is not a joke. Mr. President, it's not a joke. But this time, they don't all against that woman there. We're not seeing how they go before. Now, this is the discussion on Mrs. Mother Bill. We'll change them with time. And we're ready for fight this fight.
Okay, Mr. Aaron. Another thing where the world they try for faith now, and we see poor na Freetown, poor boku, angry boku. And today na World Food Day celebration, and we see the presidents na Kabbalah today. They talk about farming. They encourage people for going to farm. And we know, say, inside the city, like how you say, we get about 2 million people in the city, even though the census, where they just do, reports that, but we know, say, the city overcrowded. We know, say, beaucoup people, they complain about angry. And long term, where we been grow up, we been see the Leicesters, the Gloucester, the Regents. Now they the vegetable and they come out, fruits they come out. Then you get Boulogne, boats then they come out inside Cafe Boulogne. Then they kind of King Jimmy government WAF every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. We see people and they come, but we know they do that now. And we know say, poverty there, but food problem na enforce. Because if person not get eat for it, I like you posted, but when you get eat for it, you get something for it, you go able to survive for try for fix the poor. But each problem today na world waiting they call day. In Freetown, like how when they go school, and then when they will go then government school, when they laugh them, then municipal government school them. Governments be they give them condo, then call them condo, then they give them dry milk and boil God and cook for them, then give them food for gonna house to their family them. And do you think we can go back to that era where we they try for feed and like I would be saying, middle class been there inside Freetown. And I speak more of Freetown because of Freetown I grew up, and you are on for the city. There was middle class. There was this family. There was if you not get something for it, you never get forgive. But now we know they see that, and today a food hunger day and food world day for celebrate hunger and try for eradicate hunger. What do you go do as the mayor of Freetown for curb all them problems there and help the people, because farming is very, very important. The land was there. God give you the land for let we eat out of the land. What do you go say? Because they don't build all yours at the mountain. Then now the farmer they don't disappear. The crops have disappeared. We grown they don't polluted and waiting and call. What do you go do as mayor for begin them thing and they back let we go able feed we serve as a country, as a nation, as a city, let we go able to get at least the basic stuff them where we need. How we go do that there as Freetonians where you under your mayorship, sir?
Thank you very much. The one thing we, as we know, we're in an urban area, so we don't get land for plant down in our two, and it's a fact. What we bring is the purchasing power. Ms. Fadima, I know you see me in Freetown, and you see how I work with people. The hunger today is worse than 6 months ago. It's a fact. The dollar today. Now, from $100 now 1.7 million for $1. The people don't get nothing. The people and they cry. For 50% of the population today, they go to sleep with 1 meal or no meal for the entire day. It is fact. What do they say? They say? Food day. People, if you get the money, you eat good food, but they don't get the money. It take we less than $50 million. Donald Trump give money to people, and I have to do in the Corona time. Barack Obama give money. Just to be good. When there is a crisis, the governments they give money. We're not to say that for give people a free money, but give again, judge the economy, judge the business that we continue. Give people the money.
But then that's not what you want. But then this government said they give some money to some people, they $100 or something like that, 1 million to some people then for during the Corona time. And I think I saw that video. They say they give money to the people then.
It's fact, but I know probably don't over 30 years in this country. And so as Shilon, I believe so I don't be over 30 years in this country. And me, I don't 31 years in the United States. And I believe when Bill Clinton be the one for president, when Ross Perot be the one for president, the debt to America was $19 trillion. And today, now $31 trillion, the amount of money where America owe itself and other countries there. When Ernest Bai Koroma took over the country, now $4.5 billion now we owe to the IMF and other countries there. With a way. Today, now close to $3 billion, now we owe people again. Now give them the give money. Which is, I don't know for you, but to me says that you don't go through credits to get certain things them where we do. Because that's how it is. It is right for let we lend money. But when we lend some money, what do we use it for? Now for invest in the people directly. Return on them. I do them. Take picking a better go learn something. To get where necessary today, not for everybody for go college. And we see majority of the billionaires today, not to the go college, but the airport read, think wisely, innovatively, and create things them. What they use today, just like how we watch the way they have a conversation today in this program. Invest in them people again. Pay them for go school. When they achieve the school, they put it and give them money, better go start a business. That money there, they turn within the system. Now, it they make people a city, a country grow. When you inject money to the country, but when you don't give them $100, $200, it don't go inside. We not urban. We not get to aim for plants. Yes. Me when we grow up, now water yes. Now be the best yes. Now we country. Now Salone need to come out. Water.
North
Nothing gets to
West.
come out.
The area of West, like, yeah.
Yes. When you talk about condor, we don't get milk. When they go school, because we get it wrongly that them, we type into tribal, and also we believe in this SLPP and APC. Now in our story today, until we begin find a fighter, we will come and fight on this. Make people a follower. Make it become a discussion at the city, or at the country. Then things could change. But it takes a lot of people for do one. And me, I play my own part.
All right, Mr.
Mr.
Zubair.
Sheila, another direct question from Mr. Zubair.
Yeah,
I'll ask for that one.
I get more of a comment. It may be in the form of a question.
Yes, sir.
Some of Mr. Zubairu in pronouncements them, they border more on being a presidential aspirant than they are of being a mayor. And let me say why I think that. Because first we get what you call overlapping jurisdiction or power. I don't know to what extent the mayor in power reach. Is the mayor of Freetown the mayor for all the rural areas? I don't know. And because some of the things that we express, she may not be able, or a mayor, neither you nor the mayor, current mayor, or any other mayor will be able. Well, let me step back. Let me hold on the jurisdictional thing.
No, Chilla, let just tell you this. On the transform Freetown, the mayor, it talk and say, it will work in accordance with the rural area for alleviate the housing issues. So we know that. So it's not different from what me they say, sir.
Now, what you had to say, first of all, it gets the authority for make decision for the rural areas. I don't know if the authority extend that far, or the rural areas didn't get any independent authority where they can yield to the mayor of Freetown. I'm just saying that, that's one. Two,
and that's so true. That's so true, and that's what happening. They not get a mayor at the rural. They get their own little tongue them where they get the leader. Now them they want to work with local government where they work with the mayor, and then they in accordance with them. They want to work with them. Unfortunately, the president and his administration refuse to let that happen.
Let me give you my own take on why the system is so badly messed up, and the powers to be, they know that. Now, do you know of anywhere in the world where the city government of a mayor, then the commingled fund, because Fadima just mentioned that for say, then just come up with a new policy where all the money, city money, government money, central government money, all will be put in the same pot. Where in the world do you know that happening? Whose country you know of where city money, not if it be for city alone, because city itself is a government.
It is.
They're not a mixer with national money. No time we know of. So is it that will people them that ignorant, or they are not? My take is they know better, because some of these guys went to some of the best schools in the world. They just don't give a damn, because like I say, you cannot commingle funds for the city raised by the city with government money for the central government. So why are they doing this? And the trouble when we see now also, They need people who have degrees or who have qualification in government, because there is such a thing. People go to school and get degree in government, how to run government. And one of the problems back home, because you see, we don't want to make anybody minister of education. But there is such a thing as having a degree in education. Where there's a thing called education administration. But as soon as you get a PhD, you can get in nuclear physics, you're not Minister of Education. You can get PhD in biochemistry, you're not Minister of Education. That not qualify you, you're not bookman for sure. But that ministry they wouldn't give you for manage, you're not qualified for Holland. So what do you mean see the go on Australia? It will never work in the sense that, first of all, they mix local government and central government.
Central government.
To be a civil servant of the country, of the central government, then you also be an official of the city council. You see, then when they say they go commingle funds, that tells you the intention. The intention is money, self-enrichment. They want access to that money there, where they come for the city, where it look like there is some grudge in terms of so much is coming in, but they want to reach it, they cannot reach it because why will they commingle and city council funds? Now, also the question about whether Creole for run the city or not, one of the best arguments, on face value, I may agree with the argument that democracy requires anybody for run for city council, for mayor of Freetown. And I will not forget, say, with city council, with the exception of the office of the mayor, the city council get different types of people. The councillors, them, are from different tribes. They are not Creoles. The only argument was for being a mayor, since Freetown is the only stronghold of Creoles, them, then the best argument I don't have I hear, now somebody will make a tape or a video saying, if you can go upline, even if you're not Chiminiman, Limbaman, Mindeman, even if you're born as a chiefdom, even in a day your grandparents don't come out, you still may not get a right to run for the chieftaincy of that chiefdom there. Okay? So somebody make the argument, say that being the case, there is nothing wrong if you say Freetown being the only stronghold over the Creole them originally owned, as a matter of courtesy, that Creoles, is nothing wrong with Creole them being mayor, no more than when a certain selected family, there are various chiefdoms in the country that can become paramount chiefs. See, not everybody will be paramount chief. Elect that day you come out. So if that is right, what is so wrong if one particular tribe is given the stronghold as mayor of Freetown? So somebody make that argument today, but that's an argument there is points on both sides. But I want to let people understand that. For say, Creole being mayor of Freetown is nothing unique. It's happening all the time up country. Not to everybody to become paramount chief, So they should understand that. So, but we'll go back to this thing about if we're serious about running government, okay, we for take into account the fact that you cannot you get for this Tambalamin and this Festus Kali, they have no business. But without the court intervention, it will continue. They have no business having anything to do with the city council. That kind of concurrent authority there. You're not civil servant. Then you get authority over the city council. It shouldn't happen. It should not happen. Under any governmental rules, it will never happen.
Then comes the question that people are asking, and the debate on social media say it's like the Mende people, they target the Creole. This particular tribe is in competition with Creole, and for the longest time they have been in competition, and they get grudge against the Creoles. So I cannot say for sure it's true, but that's the conversation on social media, that the Mende, and I know you hear some people there where they say well, the Creole, they don't treat we bad before, now it's our turn, and they have to
That's a lie.
come
That's a
apologize to
lie.
us.
There's no fact.
You
Okay, let me
know,
address
so
that.
I
Let me-
don't know if that's what, I don't know if that's waiting they bring all this, but the Creole
No,
is just a 5 or 6% of the population, and that little place called Freetown was where they settled, and it was made for them. And like how they say, like how I think it was Imran that made that audio and talk about they cannot go to the
exactly.
country, or person just won't go to the country, even though
Exactly.
like me when the granny born na Pujon and the granny na chief osi comot, I cannot just go say I want run for chiefdom, chieftaincy, because me granny in papa na been chief, and in brother they not chief, in brother and pikin they now not chief. So can I just go there and say because me na career, I get career affiliation? I don't know if I'll be allowed. Maybe because of me granny lineage, but other than that, any other person will not get that connection. Can I just go anywhere in Sierra Leone and say I want to wear it and they accept her? You understand what I mean? Even with presidency, and if we say, okay, we put a Creole for president, for standing the main ticket, whole of Salone, the Timinis, the Mendes, the other tribe, they don't know them. So they're not familiar. Because they're not familiar with them, they would not win the elections. Unless you get for back them up with one of their sons from either side of the country, then they will say, okay, they will we begin or they which we think. So that is the ideology and the mentality of our people. How can we win our people for see past region and see past tribe and see past this? As a mayor, Mr. Mayor, to be
Right.
candidates, aspiring
Mr.
mayor,
Nima-
candidate, Mr. Arun, what do you think on that, Lisa? And what are your thoughts on that?
Mr.
Should I want
Arun,
to ask a question?
yeah, before you
Yeah.
answer that question, may I just give you a background. I always try to tell people them, yeah, Creole may be targeted by certain group of people. I grew up in the middle line. I know the mindset of the Mindes very well. Okay? We do not have tribal issue in Sierra Leone. It's a handful of greedy, uninformed people with degrees who find themselves in a position of power, who are trying to make that connection. Therefore, say, look, listen, if we talk, who has a history of Creole people treating them bad? The history Creoles have in Sierra Leone is that they've always reached out. The Creoles are the only group of people who have raised people from across the board, from all tribes. They don't raise Chimney, they don't raise Minde, they don't educate local, they don't educate. The Creoles are the only ones who have ever done that. Even in present day, if you go to the people that will get money, the Fulama will get money, the Chiminema will get money, the Lokoma will get money, we tend for raise family people. Tell me anybody where you know, tell me Pajalo down the street, when a rich man, where in compound get Boku picking, then go there and see how many Chimini Piki you go meet na Pajalo here, how many Fula you go meet na Pajalo here compared to how many local. Now, Creole no more be the raise people from other backgrounds. Fulaman go raise Fulaman, other tribes go raise their own. So where do people are making this thing up about Creole being bad people. They've been nothing but philanthropic to the people. Let us deal with facts. So me not believe in this tribal thing. Now then current young guys there, we get power. Most of them went to school up country. I went to school with them. The only time they get them see a big city now where they come college now Freetown. These are the guys with power now who are making all the stock. So we shouldn't fall into that trap there about tribalism. I don't think we get tribal issue in Australia. We just get a handful of greedy, selfish, short-sighted, uninformed people them where they try for put out that disinformation there. But factually on the ground, for those of us who grew up among the Mindes, we cannot raise our hand and say that these are people who dislike. They were very welcoming to all tribes. The Nembu Kalang district, Upper Barbara Chiefdom, where I grew up, they were Limbas, they were Timinis, they were Fulas, they were locals. I don't think anybody will say they were victimized because of their tribe. It doesn't happen. But then young guys there now will get degrees. They want to make, then they look for a solution without a problem. We don't get tribal problem in Australia. I'm sorry to say, but Mrs. Zubero, go ahead and answer Miss Farima your question.
Yeah, in that same line, sir, we Motorman, we get an implicit biasness. We will not even know, say, we dey discriminate against others based on how we perceive them. What does that mean, sir? I grew up with Creole, certainly with Mende people, me, Mama na Timini. I grew up with everybody from all walks of life in Australia, including Fuller. But yes, to be honest, Creole, they get some biasness in them, how they perceive people from where they come up upline, based on the way they pronounce words them, how do they construct the Creole and the accent, and how do they use utensils, and sometimes then the land book pass the young picking them. That's an implicit bias that we don't see. It's true. But like you say, sir, the new one, the way they take leadership today, they use tribalism as a wedge for divide the country and continue to maintain power. And that's what they do. And you see how they beat the drum on the mayor, Buabise. They use technology for cut the information, push them together, and create a narrative against the woman. This is exactly what they're going to do. Me say tribalism day because for you see, the other one we grew up with you, they're not to the pauper Mende people them. They are genuine Freetonian people who come up, Kenema, they left the country and they see things as they see them. They be honest with what they say. The one that they different than the pauper. The one that were educated when a pauper. They are no way they compromise their loyalty to the SLPP party. It's like how bad life things to go wrong for them. They go and vote against their own interest because they believe say now they need that power. Look how they dance for the president now, Kenema. There's no manufacturing country, there's no investment, poverty rampant there. They support them. This is not the country where we find ourselves. But what will they say? The mayor, even when they take the power and answer, they paralyze them. They don't paralyze the mayor. Even if they run back, we go through the same fight for another 5 years. If Madabio become president again, or it still continue to be president. This guy will stop. And they don't begin. And they want for this mayorship, for Tommy self, anyway, anyhow, for fight on this. We go through the grassroots. This is not to Kenema they run, not to Bo, but it's how we come out. Instead, that's how we come out. We say get more people, more power and poverty. Now they will go fight this fight. We they bring the fights to them. But it take a different approach than waiting the mail. It's still quiet. We even done the strip up for all in power. Waiting APC they do. Now this is the reason why make us say, are they run for this particular position for make a change? Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Zubairu. In line of that, talking about APC, talking about SLPP, we get a video. We'll go ask the control room for play because it's important that we bring them up. You will see a gentleman. But me instructor, I asked the control room for cut off where this gentleman, they talk about the political affiliation, but I just want the facts that he was given concerning the stream. So can the control room play them so we all go make our own comments and the audience could see them? Because
that's just made Suma. Mr. Suma. Yeah. That was Mr. Suma, just made. Yeah, the video.
I want to think hard. Una look what Asaya. No, not there no more. Fellow Salonians, I want to think hard Una look this water side. Una see this water side. If I tell una this water side, they will all go shock. Not to Falabao, not to Kwendo, not to Pujon, not to Cambia, not to Bombalio. Inside the heartland of the Freetown city, the city of the Republic of Sierra Leone, for 60 years, Muna where they follow APC, now listen, Muna where they dance and finance Madabio, now listen, Muna there abroad, Muna go, Muna open a park, now water they come out. Under an escroma, it's cheap over $1 billion. Now a multi-millionaire. Mother be on a private jet them. Now they chatter, they fly around. But the people away election, look who they get water for me. Look who they get water for me. I want to let you ask yourself, who now where they go jump for APC and FFP. What you picking them tomorrow? So I tell you, don't die. Then go to see this record here where they make so. They say me on papa and mama and they go dance for APC and SFPP over 60 years. Look what they do at capital cities at Freetown. They're not even for provide even water for drink for the people there. Water for drink. Then take over with diamond for 60 years, we don't see nothing. We gold for 60 years, we don't see nothing. We bauxite for 60 years, we don't see nothing. We iron ore for 60 years, we don't see nothing. We custom duty in our Takina. The money alone where they come on our Takina. They don't do for provide water, pipe bomb water for everybody inside the western area. We don't see nothing. They don't export cocoa and coffee. For 60 years, they're able to transform people in life. I will let you know, say, if you when they listen to me, you put your money inside APC and SLPP, God na heaven and they swear that money. God na heaven, they swear you for that one day. If you dance and support APC and SLPP, wallahi billahi, that's why they go follow you 12 generations set on board. You don't go realize that. Ask yourself, who's panel, which one panel picking the number 10? Ask yourself that alone. From Kamaratero to Esa Koma to Seka Steven. They are lucky. If you grab the same people they need the support, and that same soil they will inherit, then will pass to you. You can see now, I don't even have to describe myself. Look how much I'm in the suffer. It's not only in the wash with this, not only in the cook and then they drink and then drink water is inside the heartland of Freetown. How can you, in your own conscious mind, support those satanic forces? You cannot even get words for describe them. Heartless mortal man them. No! You they take private jets, Popo country like this, in a charter private jet. For go sit inside your family, they fly around the world. You people in the top for this kind of way also. They are not their conscience. It's simple, man. We have not seen that yet. This is just for the man. Now, if you want to transform this country, be part of the solution. We all want change, but change not to lip service. Now, action and a big change. Be part of the solution. If you're the APC, the SLPP, you're not part of the problem. If you want to be part of the solution, join the National Grand Coalition. It's the only party.
Okay, that was the video. I think that's Mr. Suma. Just met Suma make that video. They show
Okay.
a part of Freetown
Yeah. Yeah.
where people in the drink coming
I
from.
had asked that then cut him off outside the truck when party
Yeah, I
membership.
know. Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I look like
Because you
was
know
how the
what?
promoted party. But
Yeah,
I'm in agreement with this gentleman 100%.
yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is the life we don't subject ourselves to. We don't. They don't subject we people to, and how we not go get all that small disease and then Mr. Arun Watana one of the problem. And I hear you when you be don't talk ahead before Tab. Light is another thing because if we want to develop, we not get running water, we don't have light and electricity. But I see the American embassy one beginner project, a 300 million project on light power generator, like you see when I put this week on the American website. Because we need light, we need water, and how you they feel as people. Because I remember Rollins, where he can run for president of Ghana, he said, if they fly now in plane, and these are the things he see, where he say, how we go subject with people then to live na then kind life here, na then kind where that was the motivation why he became president of Ghana. He came for Ghana and tried for change Ghana and all that said. That was what drove him. So I mean, people see these things. So I mean, you as thinking of running for Freetown. I'm not saying you don't tell me the water problem, but we know say we get water problem. They don't cut all the tree them. We get what's the called problem. Somebody talk about the Atlantic Ocean. We have Atlantic Ocean, and there are ways that I think in Australia or something they use those they use machine and stuff them and whatever for
Israel,
filter the water.
Israel,
I
Israel,
should
Israel.
have Israel, okay. Why should we have problem with water when we get rivers in Freetown? We get all this stuff now one on Salone, but yet we still get water problem. How do you see this? How do you see this as a mayor for make with people, for bring with people back come to the decency of life, the quality. I mean, it is so disturbing when you see stuff like that. They gutter water, people that they drink 60 years before don't pass so by now, But still, we just obstacle after obstacle, people after people, government after government. It's the same problem. And how? Because sometimes we are hopeless. Sierra Leoneans have become out for do. Now so no more get and so change no will come. But whose hope? What do you want to speak to the people and forget their hope? Say you are the change that they're looking for. You are the change that will really deliver because we're all feeling hopeless. That we just they talk, we just they do. But waiting go make because some people that they talk on the end say people go can they go say this and say that. But whose hope you get for we? Whose hope you want put to the people of Freetown? When you get for tell them say I go make on a life better, I go make it what's in the call. Then we will take the call but let Mr. Zubai will just tell me this one thing quick. Whose
Yeah.
hope you want put
Wow.
in life and recharge with the people of Sierra Leone?
Yeah. Oh my God, this is good. This is good. And the reason why make I want one for mayor of Freetown now because me thinking it's totally better than majority of the people the way they going for political office today. I'm not a brag because I want talk. But one of the consultants them, when one want for office, you get for be serious. You get for read, you get for learn, you for see example how things they work from the sewage system to how they dispose of the system them, how you utilize their waste product that they, including stool and everything other things that they. People know how you create what's a responsibility as a mayor, a 21st century mayor. Guma Valley, it don't become obsolete. It's not working anymore. The pipes, they're not a work. They're all not work. They're not able for manager. I hope we will continue to use Guma Valley when I for 500,000 people. When today we get 2 million people. Now, Peter, that doesn't make no sense. But me, I go and do research, then I consult with a consultant. We come and tell me, and you see, I get example them. When now every pieces, every area, now they give water to people them. Before I go further, Why people not use that sea water then they? Because salt stay panel. And due to your research, if you try to use that water then it's very expensive for let you able to turn that water there to a clean water when not get sodium or salt in them. So that make you see most countries not use that salt water then they. What would you do? Which is in the world now? One, you get four chemicals there. You get a container. This is done in the Duam, na South Africa, outside what's another one day. But in the candy, the gets outside the able for dam, where they forget this for the water they are so. They get the chemical that inside the container. As the water comes inside the container, the chemical they go into them and get clean water for drink, pure water. But technology there now. When you get a chemical, I forget the name, they call it solar this or something to that. When a solar light they use, now a powder, you take them, you put 1 gallon water, you put the powder, the solar, the lights, and they change that water, clean that water with the chemical, when they make you able to get clean water. You get on a strategic place that after you go for collect water, and give to the people that they drink. Mr. Fadima, I'm going to give you and Shilon the same thing when they consumer do so. I get a video offer where you literally, not about say, you the go where they want to, literally put sign at the gutter, where they go water. I get the video. If I could have known, I could have shown you. You know, science place there? Right inside me that they come out, now pull at all. Right by the mosque. Now they people that the gutter, where 5 posts, that gutter there, now they begin to get water. I get where a young pikin, I know what I put in first that picture, than the wall. But when the pikin say they can't get water, but it parents them. This is the city with capital city. Then they can say, Madam Mayor, a fight a good fight. But let me debate this. Let the people make a choice. Who signed the commot? Na Kisi, PWD, who's a commot? Na Madia. When you come by St. Teresa, bomb reach this stop where you go 2 miles to the capital city. Now they bomb now they go to where the dirty. When you go to that place there, you not go able to start if you not take any anti-emetic drugs, any medication, what go prevent you from vomiting, you the vomit to that place there. When you talk about mud, when you talk about smell, when you talk about human waste, there people a day, now scavenger them, now throw their still a day, that they go for money and plastic, iron them for support themselves. Now that they born the kid, now that they feel the outside, now that they eat, now that they sick, now that they die. This is the capital city. This is the reason why we are fighting. Because enough is enough. We dey bring solution to Freetown now. We dey tell the people them. We're not in a big party. Not me and Jasmine Suma are the same party. Now we don't have LGC. Over the past 4 years, now we don't fight for the country. Now we don't speak out. Now we are the people who team up. Now we are the people who go to Freetown and talk, put ourselves and we family on the line for jail them, for destroy them. Now we don't fight. Now we are the people where they go, now market, we tell them to the go now Freetown the price. Now we dey talk about the fish them, the fishy, how much then they sell the boats them, how much then they pay taxes. Now we don't do them. We dey ask Freetonians and people across the world, give me a chance. Now listen to we go make a difference. This is a different fight. We bring solutions to them, simple one them. We bring our example, we show the city them, we put projector across the city. Make them begin see how changes can happen. We use technology and we change with Freetown. Thank you very much.
Okay, let me take the phone call then, Mr. Shilon, sir. I think you can get callers.
Hello, caller. Waiting now your name and who's where the call from. And please try to make your points them in a clear and concise way because we'll not get that much time left for wrap the show up. So go ahead. What's your name? Who's where the call from, caller?
Alice again. I wanted to read a comment I made. A true candidate will never judge the book by the cover. And if you can't take care of your house, how are you going to take care of the church, the nation? That's
That is
for the
true.
guy.
Oh,
That
thank
is
you,
true.
Keisha. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Hey,
Her
Keisha.
is Lucretia. What is her name? Lucretia, I
Keisha.
guess. Oh, Miss Keisha. This is the second time she has called the program, and we do appreciate her for paying attention to our country. And over the years, what we've seen is that um, our president,
read
our mayor have got the accolades around the world. But our country, our city has become one of the worst country in the world. So if you want to if you want to have a name for yourself, fix your house. Deal with the problems within your house. Structure your house. Then you can go ahead and brag about yourself around the world. And we have seen that over the years from Anas Bai Koroma to Marabil. They always want an accolade from the international world. And that has been a problem over the years, and including now. We found them, Marabil de Gladipo light. Make a local life for the people of Konosen and Duan. It's a lie, not a deceptive way of speaking. And we ask Marabil to stop lying to the people of Sierra Leone. African Development Bank, Dr. Adesina, provide the money and the technology to develop light across Mano River Union. Marabil cannot be lying to the people of Sierra Leone. Marabil not put nothing for this light. That the United States, they can help again, I can see, for give light. For put $300 million now we country for light. And what's Marabil, they squander $300 million. We can't all get an account of them. Marabil then get a tendency for go against the Creole woman them. Lara Tilopias, when a Creole, when they run the audit office, Mr. Marabil in the administration, remove him from office. We don't know all who side the money then they go again. They remove the woman, but then they pay him. He have the tendency to go against the Creole woman them. The day after the mayor, constantly, day in, day out. They come after Sylvia Blyden, they lock him in jail for shut him out. They're able to get him, they're able to corner him. If you're a strong woman, then they come after you. Femi Claudius Cole, Creole woman, then lock her up in jail. Woman, they get for stand up against this tyranny, this injustice, and we cannot stand. We not go sit down again. But this constantly happen on Creole woman them. Yes, Creole people they get the implicit biasness, but now mama them, now sister them, now we fellow Sierra Leonean them, we fight for them. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, let's go to the caller then. Caller, good evening. What's your name and who's you call from, please? Hello, caller.
Good
Good
evening, King.
evening. Name
This
and who's you
this
call
Nafuli
from?
Mustafa from Leicester. I
Yes,
followed
Mr.
the
Mustafa.
conversation today about the mayor of Freetown and Mr. Zubair, where they aspire. So far, what I read from Mr. Zubair, who for don't copy an example from how they don't see the mayor because of the mediocre politics would happen at Salone. There is no way any mayor come out from another political party other than the SLPP, we don't will allow for lay function. Because the APC, when a bigger political party, they not give them the chance for make them be the mayor on a free term, make them do what they want to do but in the name of the mayor. How the NGC way from the time where they go meet the president, go meet Wakanda Ingolana Kichom, go ask for a hand, we say whole world. From that time we set mode. But still una they go around the talk say NGC candidate Ingola presidential candidate. If that guy want liberate una, he go say a word about that. Say, I deal with una, I no go join the SLPP. But from that time they wouldn't go meet him, he has been quiet too. He has not said anything. Okay, let me focus on the mayor now. You see, Salone politics, not if we develop the politics there. Normally, politics now a vehicle for development. But we in Salone sabotage, now the order of the day. If everything about party, this party they have been in governance from 1957. They know till what no day. But you want to be in power. You want to stifle your opponent for make you not do nothing. May you try for oppress him, you be in power when you cannot do anything. I can't understand. Look, Obama will be in our office. 8 years was so long because the pressure for deliver was too much. But you one day in power, you don't do anything. There is no water, there is no electricity. I still one day in power. I go do everything possible. Look at what this one don't go through just because he didn't other political party. And now today they go charge him, say somebody just give a discretion. We say somebody don't make violence or whatever way charge we they give him. I mean anyway Mr. Shilo try for define the charges them. But no, I read the act. The act is so vague. They say the police act talk say if you try for obstruct, they don't define what is obstruction, either now physical obstruction or verbal obstruction. They say obstruction, it was so vague. I see him, what they split them. And today, till we are abiding way in, not just one come out now, see the number am over. It they the charge, they even cost people, they cost mommy cost about see who are try for talk about you, then they put on a cell. I mean, I can't understand how politics can be like this. Say if you not belong to the same political party, you don't go exist, you don't go do anything, particularly this Freetown business. You know, can't fight over property owned. Freetown a municipality where then they govern for Freetonians. Not to say all the people of the country, then they can't sit on they then get the right for day, and then the staff for make Freetown go before. This is not just. Anyway, that's just left for us. Thank you very much.
Well, we always appreciate you calling. You always make wonderful contribution. Thank you so much for calling. We'll get more people on the queue. So we just in the queue. We'll just try to make sure say we accommodate as many people. So hello caller, what's your name? And what's the call?
Can you please turn down your set? Decide where you listen from, please. Do they get feedback? We're getting feedback from you, sir.
No, I don't.
Can you speak a little louder?
Yeah, I said Mina Abdullah, the call from Maryland.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
Mr. Abdul.
Yeah, you always call. Thanks.
I get interested in this topic here because of something I write me dissertation on 30 years ago on local government in Sierra Leone. I just want to highlight some few things and then I'll go ask a question at the end. When I mentioned about the single treasury account, the local government account cannot tie with the single treasury account, independent. The government will give them tie grants. The tie grant, local government, after the 2004 Local Government Act, government they give them the tie grant for cover certain social issues like health. The local government are responsible for the primary hospital. So the government will give that tie grant. That tie grant they now for that specific purpose they give them for 9 they use them for. Now the local government are then in charge of the primary and middle schools in Sierra Leone. So they can government give them child grants, and need to find out say all the school supplies and they go through the local government. Now that's in the plus their own revenue that they raise through lighting, property rates, the market bills, etc., etc. Now then they get the revenue, but that money they not then you self-check account it not tie with the national one way that treasury account with them get. Then secondly, the issue about the fields, I don't think fields being the sole owners or leaders or mayors of people, and me not subscribe to that. I don't get anything against it. Creole, I'm people me born and bred, and me always like Creole. And I don't call the son name because I don't know get the son name as Sierra Leone. I believe say let we measure people and based on them performance, waiting and plan to do. Like when Dubai they say, now this you plan for do, now this you plan for do, now this you plan for do. Now that me always believe say let we measure them based on waiting them plan for can do, rather than based on waiting and because Chaka Stephen was not a Creole in 1962 when he won the Freetown when he won the Freetown mayorship. He was not a Creole. What we go say about that. So let we just cut them down. Let we not just limit and say that Creole number for all position day. It now be the same mistake again formally with the principal of Rabi College, the Chief Justice position were only meant for one tribe. But you can change all that.
No, that's misleading.
Do you think that being constitutional, you be able to achieve what you want to achieve as a mayor, or you go the conciliatory way? Because in 2004, when the local government started, we see say during the reign of APC, Yusuf Salone, the mayor of both towns, he dey do extremely well where every so much so that the Martini Town City Council, they therefore loan the young administrator to go work for them. And he did it for quite a long time. I believe that you believe that the confrontation and they go make like complete all the conciliation.
Okay. Okay, let's take the other caller. Then Mr. Zubair will respond. Good evening, caller. Name and who's the call from, please.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how are you do, sir?
Very well, sir.
We're doing good.
Thanks for
Thank
asking.
you. What's my name? Who's the call from?
Yeah, Mina Mohammed. I call from the UK.
Okay, Mr. Mohammed, go
And
ahead, sir.
I got one question for Mr. Shilon, when I am the lawyer, when I well-experienced lawyer. The question what I want to ask him first is, this week constitution, would them be right 1991, when one party state that day, and today nine will get. Is there any way we can change this constitution before the country they change? Or do you think this country go able to change without changing this constitution? Then our first thing that one the our answer that question. Then the other question what I want to ask, is there any way where we the public or any good citizen for take this case like any court for more change this constitution by force? I want to know also from Mr. Shilon. But when it comes to the the mayor, my own opinion there, we expect a lot from the mayor. He don't do a lot. Then the most important thing I think say we'll take our on by the old politics, our party politics, now them play panam. We are the first play this party politics. The APC, CSF are the first play this party politics. Then woman can link inside this party politics. Then anybody who govern anything in that country, they with party politics, you know, will succeed anything under. I like you want to do things when I sober thing, as long as it depends on party politics. Because the reason there is, he get for go back for a symbol from this in party for make it stand back. So he had program for make come up in his own party, for make do the right thing. That woman they brave. All my admire Panam will be the expecter after the election. Let be for behave as a mayor, not like a APC woman anymore. But because of the party politics can put her inside it, then do her inside the party politics. Yeah, and then everything begin collapse. So on that case day, I don't think anything we will do now until we see if government will change. But we shall they come again. Now the same constitution, now they come back.
Please don't hang up, Mr. Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed of UK, you so made a statement here. Mr. Mohammed, please don't hang up. Give me a second.
Yes, please.
Give me a second, sir. This is not Fedima. You say the mayor played party politics. Can you give us an example, sir? For some of we don't know, or some people we don't know, waiting at this party politics where they say, just give me one example of the party politics where you say the mayor played. Because some people know who see them, they just want to know for clarification.
Okay, that's fine.
And just make a quick
he can play. Just after the election, he not so APC woman anymore in a mayor of Freetown. So most of his speech the way me they give, you know, fucking they begin they put for mention in party anymore, rather than as the people of the city. But when they give most of his speech, them is not, you know, they get like say they get to the government, but they get like say to in party, and then the speech then can begin to collapse small. And while now listen what he begin they talk. Most of them talk when they in party rather than the government. And he not a party woman anymore, in a mayor of the city.
Okay, we go back and so check the facts today, and we will come
most
back
of
to the
speech them for be the government and the mayor of the city, not the party.
Okay, we go back. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed, because one know, so we go back and look for the speech and the way they talk, because you know, sometimes we get to find out what people and put Naya and we try back forget to them. So Mr. Zubairu,
thank you very much.
Mr. Zubairu, you know, you three of the caller they don't contribute. What do you want? What do you respond to?
Yes, ma'am. I will address them one at a time. At the count of Mr. Fodi first. One thing again to realize is that Kanda Yukela is not the only one way that our agency. Now, I have been the nominee at the time for last election, presidential election. But currently, I'm the leader in parliament. We all, as human beings, we always aspire. We all get right for one, even for one for president. Now, in political party, and then we make the decision. We expect too much from Kanda Yukela. That's number one. And number two, don't let nobody talk. Kanda Yukela don't talk on every issue pertaining against the unlawful against them, the extrajudicial killings, the tribalism, the removal of the Auditor General, and the arrest of Sylvia Blythe and Kamarimba and the amount of money whether they take across the world. Kanda Yunkela talked about that. But Kanda Yunkela is not an NGC. We not NGC, we talk more, we fight more, we spend the time and resource the NGC and the country. Kanda Yunkela not the talk. A one boy married for almost 46 years, died, Nayan, from sickness. Anybody when a one picking and gets, we don't let. That money they go through in own grief. The woman sick for a while. When the man not happy. So when they talk every day, tell them you can still around. Tell them they talk to the NDC party. In the joint meeting them, in the fights for win. But not to count the NGCO. You see somebody like Jeff Botsuma. Now you see man. Now go to Mapso today they talk. You see Arun Zubairu and other people they talk on behalf of the NGC party and the country. Mr. Abdul Namaland, he talk about confrontation. This is a confrontation, now your definition. But not only will they confront them with the issues the way they go on, the neglect, and the service to the system, we go talk about them. We go through the law, we go try for change the law, we go try for challenge the constitution, and we go fight for everything Freetonian. When we come to create them, it's sent to all man for get a chance for run for mayor. Well, we don't agree for that. Because if you go to market today, if you're not Benjamin, they're not going to let you for let you go on for be the chief day. If you're Williams, they're not going to allow you for one day. We allow them to have that power. Sheila no go get man for one other side. Because I go school. So Freetown, now they clear them. I trust me with. We want to still maintain them. Until they allow we for one that they provinces today. Then we go do one. So right now, gentle Kamara. No. Go upline and go on. We go begin beat the drum on that. And not supposed for one. Based on how the country set up right now. Mr. Mohammed talk about the mayor and they make speech them. That's a big deception. The one reason why make Akisha not able to achieve in goals them, that because he remove empathy from the conversation. Because he not call APC, he not ask for the help, he do them by himself, solo. Now he make you see he go through problems too today. Would that bring tribalism? Would that talk about party business? And Mr. Marabio, Festus Kale, now they talk about them. We want to power back. We want to city. This continuous fight between APC, SFPP, constantly, day in, day out. Today, 100,000 people under the under the gate today, they don't have streets. They beat them, say they don't have a place for sleep. We get 2 million people we get where they Okada today. Majority of them are streets to sleep on the Okada. They're under the rain. We still talk about tribalism, regionalism, partyisms, all the isms them today don't destroy the city. We need a change. I want to buy ready for make that change too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Jubairu. Let me go to the other caller there. Let me go to the other caller name. Caller, good evening. What's your name? What's the call from, please?
Good afternoon. My call from Ethiopia.
Hello, caller. What you say? We know you're. Yes, sir.
Hello, you get me?
We hear you, but we know you too clearly. Can you go ahead state your name and say the call from, please?
All right, me it was my article from Philadelphia.
Okay, Mr. Mara from Philadelphia. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I agree. Say so much they go on now with country, and the need for change, especially the way the government they run the country. One of the mistakes where I think say then they make now the mistake where the APC government make, where they put police inside government. Now the states don't turn like one kind of military state, where is very, very bad. And I think so then therefore slow down, make sure protect with democracy where people vote for. Not so anybody will make freedom of speech, you get for oh or put in a tight space. Because that's what democracy is about. That people get the chance to express themselves. You know, and again, after I don't talk that, I want to come to Zubairu. Zubairu therefore be careful on as to what they say also, even though we get freedom of speech, but if you talk against common sense, it means you too, I mean, I don't trust you. You know what I mean? Now you say you want for can transform the country. Try for talk as to what you go get for do. And stop yelling as well. Because now the same thing Mohammed I'm out in Colum, Mohammed come and talk so much, talk how we go do this, how we go do this. At the end of the day, it failed woefully. In fact, I call past all things. You know what I mean? Zubai would condemn, well, me not a fan of the SLPP. You know what I mean? That matter be not to input light now, corner or something like that. But now in government, they're in power. So you get to give them that accolade day. When you go now, when you start the vie for Freetown City Council and stuff like that, not so you money, you get for the put into project. You the right project, then give you, and they say, oh, na Zubairu, under a regime, now this thing happen, and you get the accolade. Now make at the vex where the government not work with this current mayor. You know, because if the city of Freetown, where stranger come na Salone, now they first then they go. You know, if they ever work with this current mayor and make that city there, now the government they get the good name. But then they behind this woman from day one. Then they behind this woman from day one and they give them chance for doing work. Look like Rwanda. People and say na the best na Africa. You know what I mean? They clean and everything. For Kigami, now they get the good name. Not so the mayor, we not even study the mayor in name. You know? But then people and they work with the government for let this thing happen so. And lastly, I want for let Zubai stop for fan the flames of tribalism. Let with the other statement say the government yeah, that is wrong, and we'll not forget that yes, Sunday. The last thing we Salone wants a tribal war. Thank you.
All right, we'll get 5 more minutes for wrap up. So, Ms. Fadima, I think you're muted. Ms. Fadima,
I don't know how many more calls we can take, but
we only have 5
to
minutes.
our
We only
mind.
have 5 minutes left. Only have 5
We need
minutes
to-
left.
Okay, so we need to wrap up. So, Mr. Zubairu, can you respond, sir, to Mr.
Okay,
Mara?
Mr. Mara, Edward Mara, make some statement about waiting. I say, so I'll go to the latter first. I'm not a fan of flame of tribalism. Tribalism in a year now we country. If you talk to every SLPP, when you ask them what's that problem with Akisoya, the mayor, and will tell you say because it make a statement about poor business. Not to me say now Mr. Madabio now he go talk him na public. Now he go say him na public. Now he make the people where they support him keep the say him. Now he make some people they talk about tribalism every single time. When they cut the audio, they make a one say you must say another work with Bu Abise. It is wrong. And tribalism, not a bad word. We all tribal. Outside our comfort zone, within our culture. But when you use tribalism as a wedge for divide the country, will it shed the light that you are dividing our country? And Malavio has been doing that for a long time. And when it comes to the light, politics are politics. You want to take a credit. When not you do one. When the gas price they go up today in the United States, the Republican and the old Joe Biden accountable. When the price come down, Joe Biden to take credit. But where the day in politics, we're going to talk the truth. Dr. Adesina and the African Development Bank, that they develop their lights there also. Marabia not do any organize, arrange, put any penny towards the lights them that we country. The lights when they come like you see, Marabia not do nothing for them. Penny from Salone go for them money the day. It is fact. The mayor come with transform Freetown. In my humble opinion, Freetown not transform. Look at Jasmine Suma. Go na bomb na Kisi today. Go be at the junction between Kisi Road and Mountain Court at 12 midnight. When they come, see how they get the beat mortal man na the Lona Street, they pile like a wood. Look how many people and they beg for their living today. Policeman them, civil servant them, teachers them, then they beg for their own living, for it. Also, the trees has been cut because Madabio still they give the permit to people that will not forget them. It is Mrs. Akisoya in Transform Freetown for try for cut down on CO2 gas. The trees that work for capture their CO2 that they then they cut them, then they give permit to them. It may not able to stop them. Freetown not transform. So me say they can transform Freetown and they make Freetown a functional city. If they give me the right, the autonomy for run the city, we go make Freetown a better city. And all the stop tribalism, I believe say matter build and they use tribalism as a wedge, and we try to stop that. I make we do it. They want to go land book over yonder. But yeah, so that they bring tribalism, and we stop them. We tell people and say, let them stop. They're not making it talk up. Thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone. I think so we don't come to the end of the show today. We guest today again Mr. Zubairu, aspiring candidate for mayor of Freetown. And we will get forget the last word what he get for say to people because he say they come for can't transform Freetown and they can make Freetown a functionable city because the present government they give chance to the mayor, but he will do a better job than the mayor for come. And that's the good part of democracy. Everybody is allowed in the space. Everybody is supposed to be allowed in the space. We qualify for a particular position. So we say thank you to you. But for the last time, waiting again for the one that way for just wrap up everything what you don't say to we. Waiting at your message to the Freetonians that you don't come for can tell me and you don't come for say I want for being a mayor for let them give you chance for let you run as mayoral candidates na Freetown. Go ahead, sir.
I don't know if Sheila wants to say anything, then I will finish. Or
No, I'm good. I yield.
you good?
So
Okay.
thank you.
Yes, my fellow Freetonians and my fellow Salonians, yes, I want to buy yes, and I want for mayor of Freetown. As we see, we city to be one of the worst cities today. Food not The better municipal schools, they know they do well. They don't get water. They don't get tea when they plant. The teacher don't know they do well. The funding or the class size over or the class they're oversized. We still get the 2 shifts now in city. We see then they cut tears them. We see unemployment that we continue in our city. We see the car driver they'll still be homeless. We see the structure if we for the road system not good. You see the bottleneck of traffic that we city. Me they come for make a city functionable. What does that mean? You get water, and also you did like area. Also the area there we came for build us with we join with the rural area. Kent, McDonald, Tombo, and all the places that they get vast land and they where we can over put close to 100,000 people and they're going for live and happy life. Invest in them, education, trade, and then things that they empower them with new markets them. Create nursery school them, that then markets that they pay the teacher them good money, invest in the people them. Not no one for lent money. But they come and fight with the central government and make sure say they come and feel the Freetonian people have pain. The pain when they cry today, the way they're angry today. People in there up to 40-something years old, not able to get 10,000 euros that they earn. People that want work. Every time people have called for big money, either they say that they go school, or they're sick, or they want cell phone. This is the city where we find ourselves. We are ready for fights, the good fight. Not a confrontational, but we ask the country, the federal government and the central government for work with Freetonians. Mr. Marabio and Mrs. Marabio, they don't choose their own candidate. But we want to know if that Creole. When they ask the man, he say get money, he say get beaucoup money, he say get influence. Now they get that power. 100,000 people a day today are homeless. We fumble them. We get 780,000 Sierra Leoneans today. We case. We see Musa Tumbo, somebody who they jubilate on. They act today as a mental problem. Musa Tumbo is not an isolated incident. We get so many Sierra Leoneans today. We case. We can be managed. As somebody within the medical field, I get people close to me. We go able to treat people remotely from the United States and treat people with schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, anxiety, and then things they did. We go able work with countries like Canada and Mexico for bring medications them. We go help Freetonians today. We see the abuse on Christmas. When they chain them, then they beat them, then they provoke them at it. And see somebody like a blacker, where everybody they use as a tool for talk about political, what you call them, just like a minister we do. But when they shed the light on them things they did today, the next couple of days, I will talk about the mental illness that we country. Like why don't they talk about them over the years? I fight and spoke for the people we get mental problem that we country. From Anes by Kuma in term to now. I get this car. But when they ask them, Madam Akisoya, how much you don't talk about the people we create today? When they ask Mr. Bio in man way choose, in Baba way choose for one for mayor. When they ask him, you not millionaire, how much you don't go try for invest on mental illness that we country? How much you don't fight for the beat people the doctor them, when they beat na Connaught Hospital? How much you fight for Freetonian them when they shoot and kill for them by road? How much you fight for the people them who say the president they drive up and down every day? Then quad, then people within a wheelchair, when they beg for the living, when they get us today for sleep. How much you fight for them? How much you create us for them? When you say you get $50 million when they bring to the table, why you not tell you boss today, Mr. Madabio, for help them people here so. How much time you don't go? Now the slums, the way disaster, we fire the camp, where they happen. How much time you don't go there? Like we fight for them. We know the one for mayor of Freetown. But mayor, how many time you don't go to them people here so? We still suffer at the slums them. But we don't go at the slums them. We don't need we. Where we know they going for office. We ask somebody where they advocates for them. Me family them. We they ask them. Somebody like me. When the president call to task for service, I don't do it. I go make an example. The president say for clean the city. Every month when the president say that, and they put hundreds of people in the city for clean. And they give them pocket money, and they give them food, and they give them allowance. Hundreds of them. When the president asked me, when the president said, hey, they locked down the city, Agun Zubai was there, what did he do? And they under gown mask for 16, 18 hours. They take care of coronavirus people in America. I take the resource, what I get, go to each slums, 27 of them, put rest, take up rest, Maggie, tomatoes, and go give them people and they. We are not the one for mayor of Freetown. Skisi was a come out. They get bridge then they. We don't broke. We then they show me. Who's like the kid and they go and they go further than them bridge and they die. They send them bridge and they for 61 years, they not build them for them. I go to buy a gap and go do it for them. We get 5,000 people in the Falcon Bridge. They don't get able to go up and down. Slum. The people that say one way for the come up and down for to go buy food them and then pick it and they go school. I go to buy create lights that are area there with solar lights them, but also build a bridge for them. When the country asks you, when you know they get any reward, then you're not a patriot. I don't do it. And I do it right now, and I put me on time and my life and my family life on the line because I believe in my country. Because I believe in the system. Because I believe in my country. Because I believe in that contract. The social contract between we and the government. The country and the government therefore sit back to us. Let the fight continue. This will be a good fight, and we're ready for it. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zubairu, and the platform is open at any time. So, Mr. Shilon, to you, sir, and to the people there, must say, have a good one. Go beyond beautiful, go beyond you. I'm still struggling with my cold. I've been getting laryngitis, but my voice is coming back, and mental health is real. And I'm one of the people struggling with mental health, but medication works. And like how Mr. Arun talk on mental health, I just want to go more quick before we go. Say, let we left for provoke people whether they go through the problem. Let we left for add salt to injury because we don't understand the magnitude. We don't understand the pain. We don't understand the scars of mental. Sometimes you know what a case na treat, but you get mental health. You suffer with many ways, and we see among we picking them. Inside America yourself now, then they commit suicide, a lot of high suicide rates. We get for come with mental health program, what we get for talk on, let we educate with people, they don't know say mental health is here. And you remember say me say I need for take time out. When I begin feel certain way, I need for back off and take time out because the stress is getting to me, the things are getting to me. I have to take time out for myself. So till next week, by God power, we'll come back. Una thank you, and to Mr. Arun. Good luck with your campaign. May the best man win. You know, that's the good thing about democracy. Everybody can get the right for can team up and run. And may the best man. I wish you luck. And always the platform is open to, for you for come back. And to you, Mr. Shilon, I pass on to you. I know say they make a poll, Mr. Shilon, so you go talk on the poll. Until next week, I love you all. I salute you, Fadima. I'm out. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fatima. Well, usually, of late, we've been doing polling survey sort of about events that are trending in the country, Sierra Leone. So today, the polling what we do, now we'll frame a question, should Mayor Akisoya be charged with a crime for expressing her frustration against the system or for any act at the airport that is being construed as obstruction, should she be charged? So we get 91% of the population say no, no of the respondents, or the responders. 91% say no, 9% say yes, then for charge them, but 91% of the people we send in response to the questions whether she should be charged because of expressing frustration or dismay or anger, or she had an outburst at the airport, whether she should be charged with a crime. And 9% say yes, 91% say no. So we just want the public to know that based upon the one that would listen to we show, and the one that would follow current events in Sierra Leone with particular respect to that topic there, 9 out of every 10 person when they ask say no, they're not for charge, I'm not to crime that one day. She had the right to express herself in the manner in which she expressed herself. Only 1 out of every 10 person when they ask say yeah, the government for charge them. So now the result of the survey or of the polling, what we do. Again, good night. Thank you everybody for listening. And Mr. Zubairu, thanks for coming. Hope to see you again. Good night.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Hi, Mr. Spadima.